So this is the story of Tu B'Shvat.
It's not really a story.
This is the explanation of Tu B'Shvat.
Okay, so Tu B'Shvat isn't necessarily a holiday. It's more like a celebration to mark when the next round of harvesting can begin.
Tu B'Shvat comes from an old Torah law that says you can't have the fruits of a tree until it turns 5.
The first and second year, no one gets it. The third year, God gets it as a sacrifice. Fourth year, give it to the temple. And from the fifth year on, everyone can enjoy the fruit. The thing is, nobody knew exactly when all of the different trees were born.
Hey tree, when's your birthday?
And the tree goes, I don't know, man. So the rabbi said, you know what? It's all the same day now.
You can't really tell how old a tree is unless you chop it down and count all the rings inside. But in order to let it keep growing, this is a way to mark how much time has passed. You know how there are dog years and human years? These are tree years.
Every Tu B'Shvat is another tree year. No matter how recently the tree was planted, as soon as Tu B'Shvat hits, that's another year older.
The Torah has laws about how you're supposed to treat a tree in order to be ethical.
In the Torah, it says that if you are to wage war on a land, not to attack their trees because trees are defenseless and cannot move.
Run, Forrest, run! So Jews have their own time zone.
Jewish Standard Time, yeah.
Right, that's why we're always late for everything.
Well, that and also Jews go by the lunar cycle as opposed to the Gregorian secular calendar.
Right, but that's why we have different names for different months. So this holiday is called Tu B'Shvat because it happens on the 15th in the month of Shvat, and since each letter in the alphabet corresponds with a number, the tet and the vav in the date are pronounced tu.
And how do we celebrate it?
In some Jewish communities, we observe this holiday by doing a Tu B'Shvat Seder. It's pretty similar to the one that we do on Passover.
So there are 3 or 4 fruit categories, depending on who you ask. There's inedible outside and edible inside, like oranges and bananas and almonds. Edible outside, but inedible inside, like dates and plums. Fully edible, like grapes and figs. And sometimes there's inedible outside and inside, but edible middle, like mangoes and avocados.
And then, of course, there are 4 cups of wine.
Or grape juice.
Right, because what would a Seder be without those? So you start with a white wine and add a little bit of red wine in each cup until it gets darker, until you get to the red wine. It's like a beautiful gradient. It's also supposed to represent the change of seasons.
So modern day Tu B'Shvat is sort of used as a way to connect to Israel by eating the fruits, and also to go out and hug a tree.
It's also a way to reconnect to nature. So there's this major Jewish concept called Tikkun Olam, or fixing the world, and it's leaving the place a little bit better than how we found it. So in order to do that, we are planting trees for the next generation. Trees are great. They give us oxygen and we give them carbon dioxide. We love trees and they love us. So this is a celebration that reminds us of growth and renewal and spring, which is so weird because here in the States, it's still winter.
It's cold.
But over in Israel, this is usually when the rain has stopped and the soil is really prime for planting.
The sap is all like, I am rising. It's me, I am the sap.
So there's 4 different Jewish New Years. Rosh Hashanah is the new calendar year, Tu B'Shvat is the new year for the trees, and then there's the one for the kings and the ones for sacrificing livestock, but those last 2 aren't practiced anymore.
Wow, I can't believe every single tree in the world was born today.
Bake a cake, chuck it at the ground, throw a cake into a tree.
And that's Tu B'Shvat. The end.